will be celebrating the 57th Madaraka Day. The celebrations will, however, be unique as they will be done silently owing to the COVID-19 regulations that have banned public gatherings. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta will address Kenyans virtually from the State House. The first time the celebrations will not be marked at stadiums. A few Kenyans will attend the event at State House. The celebrations are done to remember the time when Kenya attained self-rule from the colonial government. Allow me to start News Center by saying happy Madaraka Day to all Kenyans from different walks of life across all the 47 counties. My name is Brenda Zeda Radido, ready to bring you up to date with what is making the headlines here in Kenya and beyond, especially on Madaraka Day. What the president will say, it is something that you're keenly waiting to hear on, whether he will touch on COVID-19, opening of the economy. That is something that our reporter Patrick Amimo will be telling us on what is happening at State House Nairobi. He's already at the State House Nairobi. There you can see him ready to bring us up to date with what is happening. Patrick Amimo, what do you expect from State House? Because unlike the past, where such celebrations are held in stadiums.
Thank you. We are marking the 57th Madaraka Day celebration in very different times where we are witnessing the COVID season, and we've seen measures taken where now it is people are practicing social distancing, and we see wearing of face masks is now mandatory, and also there is that hand washing and application of sanitizer. So at State House Nairobi, this particular celebration will be marked here. That is throughout the nation. So it will only be held at State House Nairobi, where the president will address the nation to mark the 57th Madaraka, when Kenya gained self-rule in 1963. So here, very few will have at least the members from the military. Our Kenya Defence Forces will be part of the team that will show us some of their skills here. And already what you are witnessing here is that they are just trying to see, doing a rehearsal on how that particular parade will be done, where we expect the president to inspect a guard of honor as we mark this particular Madaraka Day celebrations. It is as it were, when you look at the military men, the KDF, they are also having wearing face masks, white in color. This is also to do with these particular COVID times, and as it always it is when they do the parade, the military has always been doing social distancing. Always, whenever they do that particular thing, there's always social distancing in order to allow them to do their marching. So already, apart from that, their normal social distancing, when they ensure that their next colleague is at an arm's length, they are also putting on face masks to comply with the COVID situation as it were. So this particular celebration, though will be taken into account that it is also witnessing is a global thing. COVID has affected disrupted activities globally. We've seen airlines, all international flights and local flights also cancelled. We've seen in various countries practice lockdowns to control this particular pandemic. Kenya is also not unique in this particular situation, because you have a lockdown across the country. There's also curfew. So these are some of the measures that are being taken to comply, to ensure that we control the coronavirus. And as the president speaks, we expect also him to mention on how the government has been going about to see this particular pandemic is managed. You remember very well that the 21 days of curfew will be ending on June 6th, and we'll be expecting to see what the medics will have told the president, whether it's time maybe to open up the country maybe for business or not, because we've seen other countries like our neighboring Tanzania, they're already now allowing international flights to come in with the tourists. We've seen Tanzania say they're about to start to reopen schools and colleges, but here in the country, there's already a task force in place to see how that particular matter will be dealt dealt with in terms of schools and colleges. So that particular area is something that we'll also be expecting the president to talk on. There is that in the last celebration, Madaraka Day celebrations at Narok, which were held in Narok, the president talked about pending bills which were to be cleared. That particular matter of pending bills is still a thorn in the flesh, because most of those people who did work or contract services to the government, some of them are yet to be paid their pending bills. So this year around, these particular celebrations would have been held in Kisii County, but due to the COVID situation, they were restricted to Nairobi, where the president will address the nation virtually. Brenda.
Have been invited to State House because it is the selected few who will be attending the 57th Madaraka Day.
Yes, in fact, looking at the dais, it's, I think, only about, we might have at least probably about 40 people will be invited to witness this particular event at State House, because as it is, those are the only reserved places apart from members of the Kenya Defence Forces. So we expect about 50 people maximum who will be witnessing this particular event and also listening to the president physically as they see him. But the rest of the country, it will be through the virtual setup, and we'll be bringing this particular event on our television set. So Kenyans out there should tune in and see what will be happening at State House here, together with what the president will have for the nation in matters as we mark the 57th Madaraka Day celebrations. As it were, these are tough times, and we've seen different measures being put in place to ensure that this particular the new coronavirus is controlled. And as it were, we've seen the president exhort Kenyans out there to ensure that they observe these particular regulations given by the Minister of Public Health, so as to control the spread of this particular disease. And we've been told people to avoid crowded places, to ensure that there is always that particular, whenever you go out, you ensure you wash your hands regularly with soap, at least for 20 or 30 seconds. And also, if in case there's no water, you have to use a hand sanitizer. So these are the measures that are in place and being observed to ensure that at least to see that Kenyans can observe this particular event.
Right, thank you. Thank you so much. A senior parliamentary reporter, Patrick Amimo, bringing us up to date with what you expect during this year's Madaraka Day celebration, which is being celebrated in a unique way because of COVID-19. As you've heard it, about 40 people are expected at State House to celebrate this year's Madaraka celebration. We are yet to know what the president will say. Kenyans will keenly believe